to Sheridan 6 years ago. I never knew what would happen, but it's a culmination of a lot of effort. And a lot, a couple risks along the way too, but to be able to come out here and do something like this is just, it's nothing short of amazing. I wish my buddies could have been here for this. So bad. But there's no sense in being upset at all over nothing, so.
My career at Weatherby started in customer service, and through a lot of hard work and opportunities and consistency, I've been able to grow my role as the national sales manager. And I've been fortunate to also share the experience working alongside my brother who started at Weatherby. We've been able to share a lot of experiences over the last 7 years, and the journey's been incredible. Crazy enough, my family had already gone through the experience of drawing a once-in-a-lifetime bison tag. My dad drew a once-in-a-lifetime bison tag for the Henry Mountains in Utah. And it was a 10-day hunt where we had to cover millions of miles of public land in order to harvest the bison. And that hunt holds a very special place in my heart, not only because Dad was able to get a bison, but also because we were able to share the experience together as a family. That experience led me to put in for bison in Wyoming. And when I found out that I had drawn that tag, the next 4 months were spent planning. I talked to people. I recruited a bunch of help, especially the help of my two best friends, Josh and Cole. We were able to gather a lot of information and prepare our gear. I was able to have my wife and mom come with us for the first couple days of the hunt, and walking into the woods that first morning, I felt absolutely ready, being that my name was on the tag this time for a bison.
All right, day one, we're at the trailhead. Got a mile and a half to go in. We'll see what we can find. There's a couple other people out here. Somebody actually camped right at the trailhead and another truck on the road coming in. So we might have some competition, but it's nothing that I'm really that worried about. If they're there, we'll make it happen. But today's kind of reconnaissance more than anything, so. Public land hunting at its finest. I think I see orange actually right now. Yep. There's a hunter in that patch of trees. So we're not the only ones out here doing this. All right, we're probably within, I'd say, 200 to 300 yards of our border. And across the hill, we spotted a lone bull, which is a good sign, meaning that they're breaking up and off of the main herds. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I'd love to have my pick and be able to, hunt a bull out of a herd, but a lone bull works too. So it's good to see that they're moving around and breaking up. So we'll see how that plays out later this week and the rest of this day. We've got a little bit of country to cover. We're going to kind of go behind me here and kind of just run through the trees and see if maybe we can run into another lone bull. And then we'll probably post up and just kind of glass the ones and see what kind of movements they're doing. So that's kind of game plan for probably the next couple hours. middle of the day at this point. We're sitting basically on our park boundary, and ran into a couple other hunters. They're really cool guys that give us some pointers and some information. One of the guys been here for about a month and a half, and so he's got a pretty good idea of what's going on. He actually had a couple opportunities. Sounds like he had a run-in with a bow and just couldn't seal the deal, and then had another run-in on a spot here behind us. So I think we're gonna go peek our heads in there and check it out. But funny story, there's a guy that rode in on a horse, and when we came up and talked to him, he got his rifle out of the scabbard and its stock was broken in half. And so it's funny, how that works. It was a Christensen, so we know it's got a 700 footprint. So of course I had to pitch him a Peak 44 stock, and it sounded pretty promising anyway. So it's always a work trip, right? It's all good.
The first day of the hunt, adrenaline is really what fueled us. We were really excited to get in there and get after, and the excitement of potentially getting a bison or possibly getting eaten by a grizzly bear is really what allowed us to get to the border pretty quickly. And on that first day, we had a lot of tags are open for that time of the season, and so we realized quickly that packing extra guns and all the extra gear wasn't what we needed to do. So we decided on day 2 to cut a lot of weight, and in doing that, we'd be able to focus solely on bison.
All right, day 2 yesterday proved uneventful, but we got a lot of information. We knew coming in, day 1 was pretty much going to be a scouting day, kind of getting a feel for everything. So today we're going to do a very similar walk, definitely going in a little bit lighter and a little better prepared. One of those things where we'll see where the bison are at. It's one of those things where they move around a lot at night, so you never know every morning, but the important thing is to try and be there first and have the first crack at them if they are. So we're geared up and ready to go. Jacob's feeling saucy.
Some of us are still sleepy. Well, we got a pretty good hike heading back in there. Hopefully that bull and cow have come up far enough and John can get eyes on it. Once he gets eyes on it, then it's making a play, or we're running up and down the fence line trying to figure out what's next and where they're crossing. That's what today is.
More hiking.
Yeah, lots of it.
So this morning we haven't seen anything yet into the park. Jacob and Cole are going to sit here in glass, and DJ and I are going to do a loop. Dino and I are going to do a loop. And we'll meet them back up on top where we glassed from yesterday. All we can do is really cover ground and see if we can spot some, and then make a game plan for the rest of the day and possibly tomorrow. So we're after it.
Middle of day 2, we saw a pretty decent bull over on the ridge where we saw him last night. A little bit closer today, but finally got to have him in the spotting scope long enough. He looks like a good bull, but I think we're probably going to make a plan to try and reevaluate what we're doing. Maybe take a drive this afternoon. Tomorrow's supposed to rain, so we'll see what we end up doing tomorrow. We might charge back in here, we might not, but we're in him. We just got to find him. Timing's got to be right.
I don't know if you can see that, but it's cooling off, and had a little rainstorm this morning. Drove around, found a lone bull, decided to come back to camp, eat some lunch, and rain started to come down pretty good. Rain turned to hail, and hail has turned to the next thing in the progression, snow. So we're camped up here. I mean, we're well over 7,000 feet here at camp, and way up above, down low where the bison were at. But this moisture and precipitation is supposed to continue all the way through the night into midday tomorrow. So I don't know if the snow will stick down low. It'd be really cool because then you could see tracks. But if it does, great. If it doesn't, I'm not surprised. But we are contending with snow in camp, which is no big deal. The tent's holding up, and I think it's one of those things. Everything's gonna get muddy and wet, and we're gonna have to take care of gear and make sure that everybody's dressed appropriately. Which it seems like most everybody brought the right gear, but this is just the way things go. You gotta roll with the punches. So hopefully we can use this to our advantage as it causes those bison to move around. So that's where we're at. Like I say, this is midday, day 3. What's up? All right, well, we are down where a herd of approximately 300 bison used to be, and they are no longer here. So that's a good sign, because that means that they're somewhere else. So we're gonna drive in a little bit, get to a vantage point, and see if we can't glass in towards the national forest and see where they went. We just talked to our buddy that we've made. His name's Bobby, and he drove in a different way and said he couldn't find them. So we're gonna try another spot, and he's gonna go south as well, and we'll all kind of stay in touch. And if we can locate them, then maybe it'll be a little team effort. So it's exciting. They're not here, which is good. It hasn't been that way the whole trip. So let's go find them. All right, Dino and I ran up the hill and got a good vantage point. Can glass back into where we're hiking in the mornings in the national forest, trying to see if the bison were anywhere in that area, which they weren't. Located them back behind us here, which is a long ways away from the park, but they basically just avoided the rain by walking into the trees. So who knows, they may get pushed further in. We're gonna come back and probably glass this spot, same thing in the morning, and see if we can't locate them again. But we're wet now, and we're probably gonna go back to camp and dry up. All right, our morning plan is working. The bison have come way closer to the park than what they've been the whole time. So we're gonna go down to a different trail that gets us basically right on the border to start, and we're gonna walk it north, see if we can't get eyes on the herd. The hard part is I know that there's another hunter who typically walks that trail first thing, so we may be muscling in on him, but it's public land, and once in a lifetime. He's been really cool about it, so I don't think he's gonna be upset. And who knows, maybe we have to double up on them or something like that, but this, I would say, is probably the most promising morning that we've had so far, so stay tuned. Hunting in glasses. They're gonna fog up today, baby. They're in here somewhere. I don't know if it's worth it to go peek through these trees or, there's a curve in that trail. You saw that, right? We're gonna go around this real slow. Yeah. But they're in this one, so I guess we'll just go out here and try and look in it. We're less than 100 yards that way. The white sign for the border is right coming over here by me. Down through there. There's a white sign for the border. I don't know what the right answer is. I almost kind of want to walk to the end of this point before doing this hill to try and get eyes on. And if we get eyes on and we decided we need to cross, we can cross. But like, they have to get within basically 100 yards of us right now.
Where do you want to sit then?
I don't want to sit.
I don't know.
I want to put up what?
If they are coming up this,
We'll
you're
figure
gonna
it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. That's why I want to go look here and see where they're at, and then if we have to, we may cross and sit on that side. You know what I mean? I don't know if they'll filter up into this timber or if they're going to come into this drainage here. We just don't know. But let's go off of this and just see if we can see them.
They should be up in front of us.
Probably down this ridge right here. Hunting with glasses is the worst.
Okay, we are sitting on the border, and we're tucked back probably about 100 yards. And we're on the right ridge. The problem is we're just waiting for them to kind of work up towards us. We can't see them, so we're thinking that we'll be able to hear them come through all these trees, or roaring or grumbling, whatever noise they make. But we're gonna give it 30 minutes right here, and if nothing happens, DJ and I'll probably work down a little bit. Maybe try to get up on another ridge to see if we can get eyes on. And we split up from Josh and Cole. They're up a little bit in another spot too. So somebody should be able to see something. But it should happen. If it's gonna happen, it'll probably happen within the next hour or two.
Day 4 proved to be a pretty frustrating day where the bison didn't cooperate. It was really apparent that we just needed to continue to put ourselves in a position to be successful and be consistent. Next day we had a really good feeling that the bison would cooperate, and with Josh and Cole leaving, the pressure was on.
All right. What day are we on? We're on day 5. The last 2 days have been pretty rainy, and it was good. It got the bison moving. We still haven't had anything come really close to the park, so the thing is that we originally thought there'd be like herds that would work their way up into the national forest, but the more that we've been here and the more time that we've spent, it is very apparent that there's going to be maybe singles or doubles that break off from the bigger herds that cross over into the national forest. That'll give us an opportunity. So at this point, it's turning into a legitimate hunt where, we're not glassing basically a herd of bison. It's now going after singles and doubles that are tucked into, you can kind of see what's behind us, timber. And who knows, we'll catch them on the edge in the morning. But it seems like in the morning, when it's raining and it's cooler, they definitely tuck back into the trees to get out of the weather. So like I say, the weather today is supposed to be more clear, I think, for the remainder of our trip. We've got 2 days left, Friday and Saturday. Should be clear. We should be able to hike around and do some things. It's just a matter of timing and being at the right place at the right time, but we have to do what we can control, and that's put ourselves in a position to be successful. So that's what we're going to continue to do.
All it takes is one drainage like that to find one. But they're in the forest. I can't see with these glasses. I gotta let my head cool off. Bison are right over this hill, about 250 yards. They're on the forest. If I could cool down, I could see through my glasses. There he is. There's that bull. Straight in the middle. I'm gonna walk over this hill setup. And I'm gonna shoot him. Ready? Yeah. All right, hopefully Bob will stay right here. Hopefully Bob can get one. I've lost my phone. Nice job, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Nice job. Come on, Bob, shoot one.
Come on, Bob. Come on, Bob.
Come on, Bob. Coming through, Bob. Come on, Bob, they're right over the hill. Bull in the back. Going down. Holy cow. Oh my God. I moved to Sheridan 6 years ago. I never knew what would happen, but it's a culmination of a lot of effort. And a lot, a couple risks along the way too, but to be able to come out here and do something like this is just, it's nothing short of amazing. I wish my buddies could have been here for this. So bad. But there's no sense in being upset at all over nothing, so.
You got it.
I'm so thankful.
Oh,
I'm so thankful.
Great, man. I'm proud of you,
I
man.
can't, dude. I couldn't. I've only known you a couple days, but oh my God.
Good job, bud. Good
I don't
job.
know how many people can say they've doubled up on bison. I mean, maybe on the refuge, but out
Maybe
here doing,
no.
doing
Did you
what-
get it all on film?
Yeah.
All
You got
right.
We got yours too.
I got yours too.
Did you? All right, man. That's great.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Woo! That's awesome. Good job, man. Hell of a shot too.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Man, you couldn't ask for anything better. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh man. Oh, I can't even hardly hold his head up. I can't even hold his head up. Oh my gosh. My name's Bob Lightfoot. Drew the bison tag here up by Jackson. Found out about it and basically was spending 2 to 3 days a week up here scouting and everything. I live in Riverton, so it's only a couple hours away. Season started August 15th. I had tried hunting with a bow up until 2 or 3 days ago. Had a couple opportunities with the bow. Those didn't quite work out. I've basically been hunting for almost 6 weeks, and these things are tough. They absorb lead. They also they know where the boundary's at, and it's going to be one of those deals where you're just going to have to be here in order to get them. I couldn't be more ecstatic. This is unbelievable. We got a lot of meat. We've got 2 bison down within about 150 yards, I think. That's something that don't normally happen. So, but I can't thank John and them enough for being here with me, and it's been a blast. That was fantastic. A double on bison. Yeah! Yeah! How can you ask for anything better than that? I don't know. Holy mackerel. Wow. Oh. Oh. Oh man, dude. Oh. Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you, Bob.
That's a monster. Oh, that's a great bull. Oh, that's fantastic. Wow. Oh yeah. Look at him, he's been rubbing. Oh, that's fantastic.
All right, it's September 19th, Thursday, our 5th day of hunting, and we've got a bull down. Oh man, 8:59 in the morning, and like I said, we've hunted for the last 5 days. When we woke up in camp today, Josh and Cole, who are with us for basically since the day we showed up, this was going to be their last morning. They had to pull out around 9, and it's so funny. They said, if you get one, text us and we'll turn right around and come back. And guess what's happening? That's happening. So yeah, man. Full story of the last 5 days. Just quick recap is we've been hiking into basically this same area just about every single day, and the bison have mainly been down on the park filtering up. A couple bison getting close, but nothing really promising. This morning, it's funny, you have to stay so persistent, because that's what we said. We have to keep putting ourselves in a position to be successful. And we're averaging somewhere around 6 miles a day, which I guess to the backcountry hunter is not really a lot, but it wears on you over the course of 5 days. I mean, when we clicked the heater on and the lantern on this morning, I mean, I could tell everybody was tired, everybody's sore. Mentally, we got to stay tough, and that was just what we said is, you could drive around, you could sleep in and stay in camp, or you can wake up and you can get out here and put yourself in a position to be successful. And we did, and it worked out. I appreciate everybody back at work. Like say, I get to represent an amazing company across the country. I meet amazing individuals and get to share these stories. And like say, this inspires other hunters. So for me to be able to do this and for the company to come out and film it, it just means a lot. Yeah, it's hard to put everything into words. I try not to get too in depth with it, but I just can't express how thankful I am for this opportunity and for being able to capitalize on this with the help of everybody. Got a bullet hole on the outside hide. All right, hammer bullets. Man, talk about that. Petals shed off, retain the core. Not a pass through, but on the offside hide of this bison here, you can see just exactly what we're dealing with here. Probably a better shot there like that. Well, that one's going in the pocket. Yeah, here we are, covered in blood, halfway done. I'll blow out my glasses. But they're here. Look at them go.
Howdy!
Sorry to ruin your trip home, boys.
John's the man.
Heck
He's
yeah,
the
man.
buffalo killing man.
Good job. I told Cole he's just bad luck.
Congratulations.
High five.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
What tank?
A tank.
Yeah.
An absolute tank.
You know, the mission at Weatherby is to inspire the dreams of hunters and shooters, and I hope that this film is an inspiration to somebody. That being said, I've got a son on the way that's due in July, and it's really fun for me to think that he'll get to watch this film and I'll get to talk about, you know, my career at Weatherby, and who knows what that inspires him to do someday in his own life.